going behind and beyond the music. It's Real Talk with G-Love and Kenny the Rocker on Florida Man Radio.
Change of pace. You're tired of this old place. So you can always come back home. If you can't make it on your own, you can always come back home. If you can't make it on your own.
All right, G-Love on the phone. Did you hear that? He was singing along with
I think we were going to a little bit of serenading.
Are you ready? Our special guest, powerhouse guitarist, singer, Blues Hall of Fame inductee, and four-time Blues Music Award winner, Mr. Joe Louis Walker. How you doing, Joe?
I am doing okay. Doing fine.
We heard you there just singing along to your stuff there. That was cute.
Is that you actually singing the song as well?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's a guitar player and singer. Oh.
Yeah, well, that's Mitch Ryder and myself singing together in a harmony part.
Oh, Mitch Ryder.
Yeah, the great Mitch Ryder.
Yeah. Now that's a new track for you, right? That just came out.
Yes, it is.
Okay, and then the album. I'm assuming because I did look around. I know you play with was it Eric? What's his Gales? Right? I'm sorry, I can't forget.
Yeah. Eric Gales was playing guitar on the album. Dion DiNucci's on the album. Yorma Carpenter from the Jefferson Airplane, Hot Tuna. We got Jesse Johnson from the Times. We got Carla Cook, Sam Cooke's youngest daughter. We have Albert Lee from England. We have Jelly Bean Johnson from the Times and Friends. We got a lot of people like Waddy Wachtell from Keith Richards and Extensive Line. It's a lot of people. A lot of my friends showed up, and we had a good time making this record.
God bless you. Now, where did you cut the album out?
Well, I did most of the tracks here where I live in the Mid-Hudson Valley in New York.
Okay.
And, we really started work on this album a few years ago because some people couldn't be in the studio because they were on tour. And when they weren't on tour, I was on tour. So some people were in the studio. John Sebastian's on the album with me. He was in the studio with me. Juma Sultan, who, of course, played with Jimi Hendrix at Woodstock,
right.
A single player, percussionist. He was in the studio with me. David Bromberg is on the record. But some people like Yorma was on a 50th anniversary tour of Hot Tuna, so he couldn't be there. So he did it in his studio. And Waddy, of course, is also the band leader for Stevie Nicks. So Waddy was on a long tour with Stevie, and then he was doing some other things, session work with Brian Wilson, different things. So that's my brother from another mother. Waddy really helped me with this record because he's a musician, but he's a producer extraordinary. So whenever I had a problem, I'd call Waddy, and I'd say, Waddy, what would Keith do?
Right. That's fun.
Well, that's awesome. Well, listen, I love blues, and I know a lot of it comes from Louisiana. That's about the most I know about it.
It comes from Memphis.
Well, yeah, no, I know, I get that, but Louisiana, Memphis, okay, whatever. But Chicago, yeah, Chicago was big for that. I used to love going to Chicago because you just walk down the street, you go into jazz, blues. I mean, it was like every other door, which was awesome. But it seems like everybody wants a piece of 2015. You were nominated for a Grammy, I'm reading here.
Yes, I was nominated for a Grammy on that one. We were pretty fortunate. It was cool because that record, everybody, was just me and the band. We did everything. There wasn't an extra singer on there. There wasn't. We went in the studio and played live in the studio and recorded everything live in the studio, and that's what made it really rewarding. Is that there's no quote unquote sweetening.
Right, yeah.
Everything you hear on that record is what we played in that studio, and that's what was very rewarding about that. I've been on records where we won Grammys. I did one James Cotton, we won the Grammy. One with BB, we won. I did 2 records with BB. One we won the Grammy. One with Robert Jr. Lockwood, we didn't win the Grammy. I was on a few records, they got a lot of recognition.
That's awesome. Do you have them around your house somewhere where you can just walk into a room? See, this would be me. I'd be a big baller. I'd walk in and go, wow, look what I did. I would be like that every day.
He's still doing it. That's what it is.
Exactly.
When I was at home and when I was staying back in California, where I'm originally from, the Bay Area, I had a 5 acres, a nice place in Pittsburgh, California. Yes, there is a Pittsburgh, California.
Okay.
Joe DiMaggio lived there. But anyway, I had a big armoire, and I kept all these awards and stuff in it, And when I moved to France for a few years, and I put everything in a locker. Everything went to my sister's house, and it's just sitting there.
Oh wow, they're not giving it back. They're keeping it.
No.
That stuff will be making museums one day for sure.
Exactly. Exactly.
So Joe, how did you get into blues? You've been playing for a long time. I didn't really look all that up. I mean, you've been playing since you were a kid.
Well, I got into music. My family's from Cleveland, Mississippi.
Right.
Here we go again, Cleveland, Mississippi. My mom's from New Rock, Arkansas. When they came north, they brought their music with them. And I was the youngest of the litter. And so I got a dose of my dad's blues because he had been around a lot of those guys in Mississippi, Howard Wolf and people like that. He used to book them at different juke joints or what have you. So he played those records for me when I was 6, 7, 8 years old. And you know what? I don't remember much about going to school when I was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but I remember those records my dad played.
Right.
Because he just drummed it in my head. And it was like, I know what he was doing once I got older. He wanted to be a musician, but he had a family, and he couldn't do it. And he had to move his family out of Mississippi to California. And so he vicariously lived musically through me. And I'll forever be indebted to him because it really drummed in me how to listen to music, enjoy it, and it's a friend to me. Music's a friend. It really is. And so when I get really down or whatever, I'll listen to music. When I'm happy, I'll listen to it. I'll start off the day listening to John Lennon, and end up the day listening to Muddy Waters. There's no difference to me.
Right.
It's all good music. You know what I mean? So I became a musician because all my cousins were musicians, also in the Fillmore district in San Francisco, and we had a family band. And we played all over California. We played the Film Auditorium before the hippies got there.
Right.
We played it when the hippies were there, and we played it when the hippies left. And so that's been sort of it was a good thing for me, and my parents and grandparents liked it because it kept us boys out of trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It kept us out of gangs and all. We weren't into that. We weren't into sports. I wasn't into none of that. I wasn't into hunting. We were strictly into music, and that sort of served us well.
Well, it sounds like your family was really supportive, which is awesome to have. You said your dad was basically living his life through you, right? Playing.
It's music vicariously.
Right. So he must have been really proud of you. Now, was your dad around long enough to see some of this good stuff happen for you?
Well, he wasn't. My father died in 1969, and I was known. I was out of the house when I was a kid.
Right.
And one thing that my dad was around long enough to know that I was making pretty good money because my sister got married in 1965, and she's still married to the same gentleman right now. And to make a long story short, my dad had to hire a band. He hired me and my cousin, and he had to pay us $100.
Oh wow,
that's funny.
You talk about tips off. He didn't want to give us no wedding cake or anything. He said, "I'll let you guys rehearse about." And then you're going to charge me $100? Well, we say, "Hey, Dad, this is what it's a business."
Right.
And he was sort of jabbing at us. But no, he didn't get a chance to see me become, travel all over the world and play for President H.W. Bush and play for President Clinton. He didn't get a chance to see it, but my mother did.
Oh, good.
Before she passed away. So it was a good thing. And I got to introduce my mom to B.B. King and people like that. And she was just so excited. When she was coming up, B.B. King was her Michael Jackson.
Right, sure.
And she was shaken, and BB was such a gentleman and what have you. So I was really happy to do that.
Well, listen, I'm sitting here reading your bio. It's insane, like all the things you've done. One thing that kind of stuck out at me, because I love Bo Diddley. Like, he's just something about him, his energy. You know Bo Diddley,
sure.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, this gentleman in 2002, he was featured on the tribute album, Hey Bo Diddley, a tribute.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I backed up Bo Diddley several times, and we did some big shows together. And, you know, some people you're around, I've been really fortunate that I got to hang out with my heroes, you know, people like Scotty Moore and DJ Fontana, who played with Elvis, and hang out with people like the Jordanaires, who sang behind Elvis and Discovered by Sister Rosetta, or people like Bo Diddley, Chuck Berry, you know, Muddy Waters. And if I learned I shut my mouth and keep my mind open, I can learn a lot from them. And I remember Bo Diddley told me something, and I tell this to musicians today. Bo Diddley told me, Joe, if you surround yourself with good people, good things will happen. But if you surround yourself with bad people, bad things will happen.
That's
right. Every time I did either or happened. And I'll never forget that as long as I live.
Wow. Well, you've had so much in your life, and I don't know if this is even going to be a fair question, but what would be your top accomplishment? Like, because knowing you've been doing this for so many years, this has been your heart and soul. What would you say was your top thing that you've accomplished?
Well, it's going to sound lame. It's going to sound really lame. But having my 2 daughters.
Oh, no, that's not lame at all. I love that. That's so sweet.
I'm serious. Very serious.
Are they in the music?
One of the sings. She sang with me all over the world in France, and she's doing her own thing now. And one of them, she has 2 of my grandsons, and she works as a pharmacist in San Francisco, and I'm very proud of both of them.
You know,
That's
Joe,
awesome.
Like I said, your resume's just killer.
It's insane.
It's a great resume. But is there anybody out there that you still would like to play with?
Well, there's all kinds of people that I enjoy being around, you know, and I've been around on occasion quite a bit. You know, Keith is one. I've been around Keith quite a bit. You know, I mean, and it's not so much for the music. It's just, you know, some people you just automatically get along with because they're real. There's no BS.
Right.
And he's one of those people. You know, every time I see him, you know, it's like he'll walk in a room and people. I'm not name dropping. I just happen to be that way.
Right.
I've known the other guitar player, Ronnie, 33 years. I met Ronnie the week before I met my wife. You know,
wow.
And I've known him a lot, and so I've known. And it just once you know people, certain people, wherever you just check them out, and wherever they walk in, it's like just it's comfortable. You know, it really is comfortable. People like him, Keith B.B. King, you know, people they just make you comfortable, and you can talk to them about anything. You know, it's not about them all the time. That's what I'm trying to say.
No.
It's not about them. It's really about you. They ask you about you. How you doing? I've checked your song out. Yeah, man, you might want to try this next time. I got a song for you, Joe. Do it your way. Don't do it like I did it with the winos. And, you know, I appreciate stuff like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
B.B. King calling you on the phone and saying, I would be honored if you played on my record. Oh, come on, man. You say how high, that's when I jump.
Right, yeah, no.
Exactly. You know, you almost remind me, I'm looking at your pictures. You almost, don't take, because I love this guy, so I hopefully I'm not going to make you mad or anything, but you remind me of Bobby Brown a little bit. You got that Bobby Brown face to me.
Well,
he's about 25 years younger than me.
Yeah, but that's okay. You do. You remind me of him.
He got Whitney, though.
He got Whitney.
Yeah,
no
right.
doubt there. Awesome.
So no, I'm impressed. I mean, it's great that you've got to do what you want to do for a living. I mean, I'm assuming you played guitar pretty much your whole life. It doesn't sound like you were out swinging a hammer or anything.
Yes, I have swung a hammer. I've driven a forklift. I've worked on a load shot.
Okay, I take it back.
I take it back.
I take it back. I take it back.
Tractor.
You're fine.
Is that before or after
and
BB?
And I liked it.
Yeah, right. I got you. It's good to put some hard labor in you once in a while.
I love your energy, and thank you so much for keeping the blues alive and keeping that music. Because I got to tell you, it's kind of hard to find real good, talented people today in the blues arena. Now, maybe I'm not stepping my toes in it enough, but
there's guys out there, but it's definitely harder when it comes to radio and things like that.
Correct.
Blues gets squeezed to the side.
But there's a whole crop of great young players out there now. And I'll just not see names. There's Chris Stone, they call him Kingfish. There's Gary Clark Jr., who's doing great guns. There's Doyle Bramhall II, who plays with Clapton. Young guy I've known for years. Just Derek Trucks, who lives in your area. I've known Derek since he was 17 as Eric Gales.
Yep.
Great. So they are, but just like my man said, on AM radio, it isn't, you guys know, but you're in the radio. It isn't really, you won't hear it like you did in the 60s and, blues-orientated stuff on the radio. But, what? I think that people go out to hear live music. When they go out to hear live music, they do go to hear, there'll be some loops and blues on the festivals and what have you. So I think it's sort of kind of evens out, but you can't play the hand you're not dealt. You got to play the hand you're dealt.
Yeah,
Right.
no, 100%. Well, like I said, radio's all messed up, anyways, and you've seen it more than me throughout the years.
Well, I like that. Here's a guy on radio.
It's messed up. No, it's messed up, man. No, it's the same 10 artists that get the radio play. You know that. But the thing is live performances. That's always, for me, is where I've always seen blues shine.
the best. Oh.
And unfortunately, we're stuck. I mean, this 2020, this year's completely went to crap. But hopefully we can get some big shows coming out again and stuff. And listen,
well, I think we're doing drive-in shows now. We have some drive-in shows coming up in Tupelo, the Tupelo Music Hall up here in Hampshire. We're doing those, and we're doing some up in Plattsburgh, New York. And I think people are, necessity is the mother of invention. So people are finding ways to do things. But unfortunately, a lot of people are really being hit hard. People who work in the festivals.
Oh, yeah.
The you know what I mean? The people put up the lights, the sounding, the people. And so it really is, it's going to be, I think the favorite word for 2020 is everything is a challenge.
Oh, that's a fact.
Definitely.
Well, listen, Joe, you have a friend. You have a friend here in Florida. If you ever get down this way, we'd love to come check you out. You can always call us in again and let us know if you put out some more new material. And it's been an honor talking to you.
It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity. And you guys, please keep doing what you're doing. We need you.
Hey, I appreciate it. Last thing, Joe, if everybody wants to check you out, you got a .com and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yes, for JoeLewisWalker.com. And I have a Facebook page. One is Joe Lewis Walker, and that's for my music. Lewis Walker, that's for my sort of personal stuff, so people can hit me up there. But I'm all over the place. I'm all over Spotify, iTunes, blah, blah, blah. blah, blah, blah.
Well, you keep doing it, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, my man. Have a great time and stay safe.
You guys, too. Stay safe, please.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
You wanna go away. You say you wanna leave today. What can I do or say to make you want to stay? You say you need a change of pace. You're tired of this old place. You can always